What? The target is a human? No, I heard what you said. What? There's no way in the galaxy anyone could be that monumentally stupid. I was led to believe the Blackhand assassins could kill anything. You keep that name out of your thrice-ammed mouth around here. We abandoned that name after the Delpin affair. We are not assassins. We are a consultancy now. Consultancy? I don't care about your restructuring. I want you to kill a human. Name your price. The fee to kill a human is simple. Everything you have, everything you will ever have, and your life. Then I'll just contract someone else. You can try. None of the other guilds in the galaxy will take that job. They all remember the tax. The what tax? The tax is the annihilation of your organization and your species if they feel you were reckless. You can't really believe that humans are unkillable. I never said unkillable. They are mortal, but we don't take on contracts to kill them. We are professionals, not martyrs. The only way to guarantee success is orbital bombardment, the preferred method, a neutron bomb from high orbit. And that only gives you a head start, not safety. If you fire that bomb, you must grab the fastest ship and cross 3 galactic arms immediately before the news hits the human networks. Then you must change your species' visual profile, change your gender, change your name, and find a new galaxy. You are mocking me. I need satisfaction. I am giving you the galaxy's most important lesson. Do not interrupt it again.
Tell me, does the planet you come from have compulsory education? Good. They must not teach galactic history then. Sit, buy a round. The last man to refuse me a drink is now a fungal colony in a Delpin prison mine. Indulge me. The story begins with the Delpin Empire. You know them? The bankrupt warmongers? Yes. They were not always bankrupt. They were the tide of the galaxy. They only lost to one force. They lost because they sought to tame a death world. That death world is the human cradle world, Sol 3. And the planet didn't break the Delpin. The humans did. And the planet didn't break the Delpin. The humans did. The Delpin found them early, divided into countries, primitive, almost cute, with their little nuclear weapons. They took a galactic month to conquer, 4 times longer than protocol. The humans fought like screaming, panicked demons. The Delpin were not worried. Conquest always leaves pockets of resistance. That's fine. It gives the overseers something to do.
But the expected uprisings, 5 to 10 years after conquest, never came. They simply stopped. So they surrendered? Good. They did not surrender. They fell in line, grudgingly, like a predator saving its strength. The Delpin thought they had beaten the fight out of the primates. It was the most monumentally stupid assumption in galactic history. If I had one compliment to give the humans, they are natural hunters. They know how to wait patiently for the perfect time to strike. For 20 Earth years, the humans worked, lived, and bred. The Delpin gave them breeding incentives. They weren't breeding workers. They were growing an army. The human governors who surrendered, half were fake puppets sent to give the illusion of peace. The real governments hid underground, literal bunkers continuing to direct their forces. Planning. Hidden training camps, nighttime schools, secretly printed pamphlets about how to throw off the chains of oppression.
All while the Delpin marched on, conquering dozens more systems. Distracted, complacent. And when the Delpin warfront was dozens of systems away, when they thought their backs were safe, it was time. It was small at first, all rebellions are. A rogue miner refusing to work here. A rancher telling his overseer that his entire herd was wiped out by some non-existent disease. A factory explosion here. Larger disturbances to production soon followed. All deniable, all deadly. The human country of France, with its long history of rebelling against tyrants, would riot in the streets while crying out, "Viva Revolution!" A crate of plasma rifles went missing. Not stolen, missing. No locks broken. They were not thieves. They were engineers. A grav tank wouldn't start. When they popped the hood, it was completely gutted of all power and anti-grav components. A husk. The Delphin leaders thought these were beneath them, annoying, like sand fleas. So they called us, the Blackhand, and our rivals.
Our services cost the Empire a fortune. But the problem wasn't cost. It was the cost of failure. The gravity alone was an insult. Every agent needed a grav-assist suit. We spent a week just getting used to the crushing weight of their world. At first, our agents thought they were fighting ghosts. The humans knew where to hit, and more importantly, where not to be. One agent, the Kroll, was the best tracker in the sector. He swore the humans emitted no scent, no heat, no residual energy. He was wrong. They just had the discipline of a stone, and they were all stones, millions of them. An explosion would rock the street, sometimes taking the agent with it. Always surgical, never random. One agent, enraged by the death of his friend, started executing humans in a random town. He demanded answers. They gave him none. After the third execution, a mob turned on him and tore him to pieces. We didn't even get the death fee. Our contract was to stop riots, not cause them. The Delphin refused to pay. They had a point. We couldn't walk on the surface without heavy escort. We were the apex predators. Now we needed bodyguards on a pre-FTL world. On the African continent, an agent was lured onto the savannah only to be set upon by a pack of feline predators. Those crazy apes had even wrangled the lesser beasts of their world. Their dogs alone claimed dozens of our most skilled agents. And the less I say about the death trap the humans call Australia, the happier I shall be. One regional center fell silent, then another. The silence was not peace, it was synchronization. The Delphin nobles finally noticed. The whole planet had fallen silent. And not just Sol 3. Anywhere that a human had been taken to work was showing similar signs of resistance. They had been cultivating it for years. The gods only know how they managed to communicate across the void. The Delphin patrols should have stopped it. But the patrol vessels had fallen silent too. Humans had gotten spies aboard, destroyed or captured the ships. These captured vessels weren't scrapped. They were sent to human scientists to be reverse engineered. Without Delphin supervision, they uncovered the secret factory and forces they had been cultivating for years. The lie was over. Huge manufactories churning out components for space docks and starships. Thousands of tons per day being launched into orbit. By the time the Delphins sent a light response fleet, they were no match for the humble fleet the humans had managed to build. The Delphin were victims of their own hubris. They were too focused on expanding their borders to recognize the rot eating away at their empire from within. Every time they lost a patrol vessel, they sent another. They were too proud to stop the bleeding, too predictable. By the time the Delphin finally pulled a conquest fleet from the front, the human world and the next 3 systems in any direction had fallen. When the conquest fleet arrived 10 systems out from Sol, they faced a fleet of not just humans, but all of the slave species in the region. After that victory for the humans, the Delphin Emperor must have been getting nervous. All of his fleets were halfway across the galaxy. An emergency call went out for all fleets to immediately recall directly to the Imperial capital, and any guilds like the Blackhand were called in to assist. By that time, we had lost almost 2/3 of our guild. We refused the call. It ultimately saved us. 7 other assassin guilds were completely wiped out. We knew it was a fool's errand, no matter the price. The humans were well versed in rooting out spies and saboteurs. We were children playing hide-and-seek with ghosts. While the Delphin consolidated and planned, the humans spread quickly through the now enemy-free void. The Delphin strategy gave the humans the victory. Everywhere the humans went, they fanned the flames of rebellion. And the galaxy burned. The oppressed and enslaved were throwing off their shackles by the trillions, raising their fists in defiance. Forge World still churned out ships. Agro World still raised crops. But for the new Galactic Alliance, not for the Delphin. Cut off from the supply lines that kept the Delphin Empire running, internal strife started to take hold within the Imperial forces. Fleets of conquest went out from the Imperial capital and never made it more than a dozen systems before they were pounced upon by the Human Alliance. Much like on their homeworld, the humans would strike like lightning and disappear into the black. They had learned our methods and perfected them. The Delphin fleets were never quite able to pin down the humans in a fair fight. This went on for months. The Delphin legions were slowly bled dry. They were not beaten. They were exhausted to death. Ambushes, false distress signals, EMP mines hidden in clouds of wreckage. Nothing was beneath the humans, so long as the enemy could be destroyed. When the Allied fleets finally breached Delphin Prime, they found a starving and fractured fleet tearing itself to pieces. The Delphin captains saw the sheer scale of the armada before them. They surrendered straight away. No final stand, just quiet defeat. The war was over after 3 years of fighting. Now came the true horror, the thing we feared more than their warships. The humans unleashed the most vicious weapon in their arsenal. Lawyers. They dragged the Delphin Emperor himself from his throne, and all the nobles and lashholders who had ever oppressed a being. And then the humans dragged them through what is now our modern court system. It was far more civilized than Delphin court.
And far, far more terrifying. There was no quick execution, only slow, deliberate accountability. By the time the trials were finished, the emperor had died of old age. His successor was made to right the wrongs done to the galaxy. The empire was broken. All that is left of the Delphin is a few forgotten systems. A cautionary tale. Many feared that the humans would turn around and conquer the galaxy for themselves. They didn't. Within a year of the Delphin surrender, the humans had dismantled over half their fleet and scattered the rest for peacekeeping. Our guild was extremely lucky. The humans understood we had broken our contract with the Delphin. They let us live. With the promise that the Blackhand would be permanently dismantled, we agreed gladly. It was a cheap price for survival. Those humans whittled us down to a mere third of our number before the rebellion even left their home planet. We were the top assassin guild in the galaxy, and now a loose, unnamed group of consultants. So you see, young one, we don't kill humans. The cost is too high. You kill a human, and their family will hunt you down. They are relentless. If you kill their family, the species will hunt you down. Every nation, every ship, every agent.
And you better pray they kill you, because if their lawyers get their hands on you, you'll be lucky if your own people are forced to kill you as an apology. That is the human tax. I had no idea. I thought they were just disorganized apes. That is painfully obvious. But what did this human do to offend you anyway? They insulted my broodmate. Is that all? Then insult them back. If it really bothered you, then punch them in the face. But you said we don't kill humans. Those crazy apes love to fight with words as well as their fists. You'll have a better chance of survival that way. They are monsters on the field of battle, and demons when they have been wronged. But they are not uncivilized. They hold the head chair position on the council and will likely do so for generations to come. They are a firm race, but fair in their adjudication. They do not seek to rule. They seek peace on their own terms. Now then, my cup is empty. Unless you wish to fill it again, I think we're done here.
One final piece of advice, client. When dealing with a human, always assume you are the prey, and they have already won. They are mortal, every single one, yet they fight with the immortal. We, the long-lived races, value survival above all. We are cautious. We retreat to save our history. Humans have short lifespans. They know they will die, and this makes them infinitely dangerous. To them, their history is stored in their children, not in vaults, but in blood. So the threat to the species is immediate. If a Xylar assassin dies, we mourn the loss of skill. If a human dies, they mourn the extinction of a future. Their lawyers are so terrible because they are not seeking money. They are seeking reparation for stolen time. We tried to kill them swiftly. We failed. They choose to destroy us slowly, and succeed. During the war, we captured one of their generals. The Delphin interrogated him for weeks. He gave no information. He did not use advanced mental blocks. He simply used stubbornness and an unnerving sense of humor. The Delphin broke his bones, melted his skin, but every new torment was met with a lame joke about bureaucracy.
The Delphin, who fear nothing, released him. He was a moral virus. He was unbreakable. That is the terror of the human. They treat pain as a temporary inconvenience, not a signal to surrender. They have a saying, walk it off, meaning deal with your broken limbs and continue the fight. We, the long-lived, heal quickly, but we fear the damage. They fear the boredom of healing and rush back into the fray. They love fighting, not just war, but fistfights, wrestling, yelling at each other about sports. They seek conflict for fun. It is a cultural psychosis, a way to sharpen the edges, to always be ready for the next invasion. The Delphin tried biological warfare, a fast-acting plague. It killed a few million, not the tens of billions expected. It turned out their planet had so many unique diseases that their immune systems were constantly at war. They were naturally immunized to almost everything. The Delphin plague simply taught the humans how to make a better vaccine. And they did, in 3 weeks. So, young one, when you contemplate killing a human, remember, you are not killing one. You are starting a war with a species engineered by the universe to survive everything. Do you know the most terrifying thing about the humans? Their compassion. Their capacity for kindness is as absolute as their capacity for slaughter. They fought a 3-year war, dismantling an empire. Yet they sent medical aid to the Delphin capital after the surrender. They did not seek revenge against the civilians, only the administrators, the ones who chose the cruelty. Their kindness is a trap. It makes you drop your guard. It makes you believe they are weak. They are the only species in the galaxy who can build a concentration camp and a children's hospital in the same decade, and sincerely believe in both. They have a strange concept, boredom. It is a state of mind that leads to their greatest inventions and their worst wars. If you leave them alone, they will fix your broken universe. If you touch one of them, they will burn your universe down. I saw a human woman once. Her house was burned by Delphin troops. Her husband killed. She cried for 2 minutes. Then she picked up a piece of broken glass and killed the commander of the entire garrison in his sleep, quietly, without emotion. The Delphin sent 1,000 soldiers to find her. They found only bodies. She was a single, tiny assassin against an army, and she won. We were lucky. We survived. We now live in the shadows, taking simple jobs. The pay is low. The galaxy is quiet. It is safe. You asked me to kill a human over an insult to your broodmate. The insult is nothing. The price is annihilation. You cannot afford the price of their attention. So, insult them back, punch them in the face. Their customs permit it. It is a fight, not a war. If you apologize sincerely, they may accept it. They are chaotic, but they respect sincerity. If you wish to live, forget the word assassin. Forget the word contract. Forget the word human. Now then, my cup is empty. I have given you my knowledge. You are free to disregard it, but you won't live long enough to regret it. I think we're done here. Walk carefully, client. The galaxy is quiet, but their lawyers are always watching.